Hey, first grade, it's Mrs. Seals back with our next science lab. So we finished up our unit on objects in the sky and we're moving on to weather. So let's start talking about weather. Your target says I can record weather information. So weather is the condition of the atmosphere in a place for a short period of time. That's what the word weather means. So the atmosphere is a layer of gases and clouds that surrounds the earth. It kind of acts like a blanket. And that's what controls our weather. Everything that happens up there determines what the weather is like down here. So, in other words, weather means what it's like outside. There are lots of different parts that make up the weather. A lot of times people just think about temperature or if it's hot or cold when they think about weather, but that's only one part of the weather. There are several other parts, and all of them together make up the conditions of the atmosphere or what it's like outside. So let's talk about those. One is cloud cover. And when we are describing cloud cover, we're describing how many clouds are in the sky. Sometimes the whole sky is covered in clouds, and we would use the word cloudy or overcast to describe it. Other times, part of the sky has clouds and part of the sky is blue and sunny. We would call that partly cloudy. And then other times, there are no clouds at all. So we would refer to that as sunny or clear. Another part of the weather is temperature, and that's when we describe how hot or cold it is, and we use words like warm, cool, hot, or cold. Knowing the temperature is very important because that lets us know what kind of clothes we need to wear that day. Wind is another part of weather, which is just air that is moving. Sometimes it's moving very, very fast, and we would describe that as windy. Other times it's moving just a little bit, and we would describe that as breezy. And then other times there's no wind at all, and we would say that it's very calm, or you might have heard the word still before. And then the last part of weather is precipitation, which means water or ice that falls from the sky or from the clouds. And there are 4 different forms of this. Typically, we just get water that falls down, which we call rain. Other time, there's the rain. But if it's cold enough high up in the atmosphere, we will get another form of precipitation, like this one is called sleet or snow. And then when there's a mixture of warm air and cool air and a lot of wind, we could get this one called hail, which we will talk more about next week. And we're actually going to do an experiment next week to show how hail is formed. So some ways you can practice weather at home. You can observe the weather changes over the course of a few days, draw a picture. You could even look and see if you can find a pattern in the weather to predict what the weather will be like tomorrow. If you do something with the weather, I would love to see what you do. Feel free to send me a picture. There's my email address. The kids in class we will be talking about rainy, snowy, and sunny weather and deciding what we can do and what we can wear during each of those particular types of weather to stay safe and comfortable and to protect ourselves. And then we're going to be doing this little demonstration in class to show how clouds to show what happens when it rains. So all you need for this, if you want to do this at home with a parent's permission, you need a jar or glass or a clear plastic cup with water, not filled up all the way, but maybe about 2/3 or 3/4. You need shaving cream and you need blue food coloring. So I always say that, sometimes in science, we have to use models to represent other things. We cannot bring a real cloud and real rain into the classroom, so we are going to make a model to show. So what happens is when we go back and talk about clouds and precipitation, what happens is that high up in the atmosphere, it's very, very cold. So that's where the clouds form. Clouds are actually made up of tiny, tiny drops of water. All the water that's on our earth in our lakes, oceans, rivers, streams, ponds, puddles, swimming pools, gets heated up by the sun and it evaporates. That means it turns into a gas called water vapor and it rises up into the atmosphere. Once it's up in the atmosphere where it's very, very cold, it condenses. And what that means is it turns from a gas back into a liquid. And all those water droplets come together to form clouds. Once the cloud gets too big and full and heavy and it cannot hold the water in anymore, that's when we get precipitation. And like I said, it's typically just rain. However, if it's freezing or cold enough high up there, the water can freeze and come down as sleet or snow. And then if there are some other things going on that we'll talk about next week, we can also get hail as well. So we're going to make a model of a cloud and use this to represent the rain to show what happens. So I have this jar with water. I'm going to put food coloring. I'm going to put shaving cream on the top, about like that. And then I like to remind the kids that no, clouds are not made of shaving cream. This is just a model of a cloud. This is representing a cloud. And then I'm going to use the blue food coloring and I'm going to put some drops in here. And you're going to see, like at first, nothing's really going to happen. But then you're going to see that when the food coloring gets too much for the shaving cream and it cannot hold it in anymore, it's going to look like it starts raining and coming down through. So I'm going to add some droplets here. I might have put too much in. Let's see. Let's see if this one will work its way down. I might have filled this too much with shaving cream. Let's see. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a pencil and kind of move some out of the way right here. There we go. Let's try this right here. Let's watch. Let's see. It's going to start raining soon. It looks like it's getting close right there. Let's see. So right now, the cloud is holding in all that food coloring, all that rain. Let's see. Of course, it's taking its sweet time when I'm recording a video, right? I might have put too much shaving cream in the way. Let's see if we can get it to rain right here. There we go, finally. All right, so the shaving cream could not hold the food coloring in anymore. And now the food coloring is falling down through the shaving cream and it looks like a big rainstorm. All right, so I hope that you had fun learning about weather and making the cloud in a jar. I hope that you have a good day and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.